thank Lili Koponen for responding to my request to her and stepping up to give her speech today. She's an associate IT specialist, education specialist in the ITS department, and the title of her speech is Cave Tubing in New Zealand. She's going to tell us what it meant to be able to complete this 3-hour excursion. Contrary to the content of her speech, she's not an outdoorsy person yet. Her goals for her icebreaker are to complete her first speech and share with you a little about her story.
When I was younger, I was a pretty athletic kid, but I was also very, very clumsy. So when I was in elementary school, I played basketball. I was on the basketball team, played with the boys, and I also fell down a lot and sprained my ankles a lot. I had a basketball hoop at home. I would play with the neighborhood kids, and I would fall on the driveway in the concrete and sprain my ankles a lot. When I went into high school and middle school, I started playing soccer, and I was the goalie, which basically means you throw yourself in front of the ball and accept injury. And that also led to a lot of sprained ankles. And I also played powder puff when I was in high school. Again, a pretty aggressive sport that led to a lot of injuries. This is important to my speech because my main worry when I first heard about cave tubing was that I might not be able to do it because of how much I had injured my ankle. The last nail in the coffin for my ankle injuries was my brother had been remodeling his house and he dug out his front step. I had been walking over that front step multiple times over a year because it took a really long time to remodel his house. And there was one day where I just didn't measure the gap well. And the gap was maybe about that deep. You're kind of supposed to pay attention. And I fell in and I sprained my ankle horribly. I had to go to the ER multiple times. I was in a boot. I couldn't walk for a while. And I still don't have the full mobility back in my ankle. So cave tubing was maybe not the greatest idea. But I heard it was the best thing that you could do when you were going to Belize, which I did in December of last year. So I decided to go anyways. And I was ready to battle my ankle and make it through this trip. When I got to Belize, our tour guide took us to the primary location where we were going to get all of our supplies, and we got some rental shoes because they wanted us to be able to walk on the train. So I put on the shoes, and we start our hike. It was about a 45-minute hike, and it was mostly over rocky terrain because we were going to be going by a river. And the first step that I took was a little painful, and the second step was even more painful, and it got more and more and more painful as I walked. What was weird is that it wasn't my ankles that were bothering me, it was my feet, because I felt like I was walking barefoot on the rock. We were in a group of about 12 people, and in the group we had a little girl who was about 8, and I felt really bad because it was so painful to walk that I was keeping the group behind, and the little girl was looking at me, judging me, telling me, I can do this, why can't you do this? And step after step, I felt worse and worse about how I was doing, and my boyfriend was there on that trip with me, and he tried to help me by staying behind me and telling me it's okay, you can do this, which really just made it worse, because it made me feel like I can't even walk, this is the worst trip ever. We finally get to where the cave part is, and that was pretty simple, and it was pretty fun, because you just get into the inner tube and you go down the river. After we were done through the cave, we had to walk back to the car. So I prepared myself and I made it to the car. And that whole experience was really demoralizing to me because I was expecting my ankle to be the issue, and instead it was something that I hadn't even considered, and something that made me feel like I can't do something that a little 8-year-old girl can do. When we got to the car, we took off our shoes and put on our regular shoes, and I realized I was the only one who didn't have insoles in my shoes. So that explains what just happened. But it didn't help that I had just spent this whole time feeling horrible about myself. Fast forward to last month, and I went on a trip to New Zealand. And one of the things that I learned you can do in New Zealand was go cave tubing. And I decided that I was going to do it again because I wanted to prove to myself that I do doing it were that I might keep the group behind again, which had been what was really embarrassing about the first experience, and also that maybe this time my ankle would be the issue because even though I had prepared this time, I brought my own shoes, I looked up what the trip would be like, I still wasn't sure if I would be able to handle it because this trip was going to be a lot rockier and actually climbing through the caves. So part of my plan had also been to stay in the middle this time because that way the people behind me would pressure me to go forward and I would try to keep up with people in front of me. This trip ended up being very different from the one that I did in Belize. The one in Belize was a pretty flat 45-minute walk and then you went in the caves. The caves were very wide and open and the guide just gently tugged you through the cave on your energy. This trip, we started by putting on full wetsuits and they provided us with these big boots. So I didn't need my shoes and I felt happy that they had proper gear. Then they handed us these tubes that did not have handles. So I thought, okay, I just have to make sure I don't drop it. It'll be okay. We get to where we're going to start our hike and they take us to this overhang over the river and they say, oh, we have waterfall jumps in this hike. So you're going to have to jump backwards with the inner tube and make sure you hold on. Okay. So we all go over this little pier and we jump backwards with the tube and water gets in my nose, but I held onto the tube and I felt good. Once we start going through the cave was very rapidy and very rocky, so I got separated from my boyfriend. And that ended up being a really good thing, because since he wasn't close to me, it made me feel like I'm doing this by myself, and he didn't feel like he had to try to help me. I managed to stay in the middle of the group, and so that was really exciting. And at the very end of the hike, we emerged from the dark cave into the sunshine, and I felt very euphoric at having been able to complete this task. And I think the main thing that I learned was that a lot of the time, the preparation that you do for something isn't what you physically do, it's what you